You are welcome into another tutorial, and in today's tutorial we'll be drafting basic man-made skirts. I've already ruled out all our vertical lines from the waistline straight down to the hem line, but I'll be illustrating the process for us to see. So let's begin. From my waistline to my hip line, I'll come down by 10 inches. Then from my hip to the above knee, 20 inches. Then the length of my skirt is 43 inches plus 2 inches sewing allowance. So that is it. Then before we proceed, I will input half of my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4.5 inches. So I'll mark it out on the waistline. Then I'll come down to the hip line and measure the same thing, 4.5 inches. And from that 4.5 inches point, I'll be going up by 2 inches to locate the dart leg. So that is the point where our dart will be stopping. So I'll be connecting with my straight ruler from that 2 inches point straight to the waistline. So now on the waistline, I will be taking half-inch darts on both sides of the dart leg. So once I'm done noting the points, I'll be connecting with my ruler. So from the 2-inch points, I'll be connecting straight into the half-inch on the waistline. So once I'm done connecting that side, I will turn the ruler to the other side and connect from the same 2-inch point to the waistline. So we are done taking our 1-inch dart. Quarter of my waist measurement is 9 inches plus 1 inch dart making 10 inches. I'll mark it out. Then plus 1 inch sewing allowance. So I'll go to the hip line now. Quarter of my hip is 11.5 inches. So I'll mark it out. So once I'm done marking that, I'll go to the above knee. Whatever we have on the hip line, we minus 1.5 inch, then we mark it on the above knee. So I'll be marking 10 inches now, plus 1 inch sewing allowance. I didn't remember to add sewing allowance to the hip line initially, so I'll be marking it now. So whatever we have on the above knee, we'll be taking it straight down to the hem of the pattern paper. So we'll be marking out 10 inches, then we add 1 inch sewing allowance. So we'll repeat the same thing on the hem sewing allowance. Then we mark it out. So once we are done marking it, we'll be connecting all our dots into lines. So from the waistline, I'll be connecting with my curve ruler to the hip line. Then I'll repeat the same thing on the sewing allowance. So once I'm done connecting that, I'll go to the hip line. So from the hip line, I'll be connecting straight into the above knee. Then we'll repeat the same thing on the sewing allowance. So from the above knee now, I will now be connecting with my straight ruler down to the hem. And don't forget, like I told you initially, for the above knee measurements, you minus 3 or 4 inches from your actual knee length. So we connect the sewing allowance also. So once we are done connecting, we go back to the top now. I'm trying to blend that place so that we don't have a sharp edge. So from the waistline, we'll be coming down by ½ inch. This is to create ease at the waist area. Then we'll be connecting it to the side seam. Not the sewing allowance, but we'll be stopping on the side seam. So you place your ruler properly to touch the side seam line. Then we connect. So once we are done connecting, our front pattern is ready. So we set the front pattern aside so that we can bring in the back pattern. So for our back pattern, all our measurements will begin immediately after the zipper allowance. So from the waistline now, I will input half of my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4.5 inches. So I'll be repeating the same thing on the hip line. Now for the back pattern, we'll be going up by 2.5 inches. Then we'll connect with our straight ruler from that 2.5 inches point to the waistline. So once we are done connecting, we go to the waistline and take ½ inch dart on both sides of the dart leg. Then we connect with our straight ruler. And once we are done connecting that side, we flip our ruler to the second side. Then we connect. So we are done creating our waist dart. Quarter of my waist measurement is 9 inches plus 1 inch dart, making 10 inches. So I'll mark it out. Then plus 1 inch side seam allowance. Sorry, I took half inch there. I'm supposed to take 1 inch. So I'll go to the hip line now. So quarter of my hip measurement is 11.5 inches. I'll mark it out. Plus 1 inch sewing allowance. We now proceed to the above knee. Whatever we have on the hip line, we minus 1.5 inch. That is what we'll be marking on the above knee. But because we are drafting the back pattern, we'll be dividing the 1.5 into 2. So that will give us 0.75. So we'll be marking that on the side seam. Then we'll go to the zipper area and come in by 0.75. So once we are done marking, we go to the hem of our pattern paper and come in by 0.75 at the zipper area for both the hem and the sewing allowance. So we'll now be marking out the remaining. So we measure what we have there immediately after the 0.75. Then we input it, placing it on the 0.75 at the hem. Then we mark it out. So we repeat the same thing at the sewing allowance. So once we are done marking, we'll be connecting with our curve ruler from the waistline to the hip line. So once we are done connecting, we go to the side seam. Then we connect also from the waistline to the hip line. Then we proceed to the hip line. So from the hip line now, we connect straight into the above knee. And we repeat the same thing on the side seam. So we now go to the zipper area now to connect from the hip line into the 0.75 that we come in by to shape the zipper area. And this will also give our skirt a perfect fit at the center back. So we now connect with our straight ruler from the above knee straight to the hem. Kindly note we are connecting it to the 0.75 at the hem. So once we are done connecting, we go to the side. Then we connect from the above knee to the hem. Then we repeat the same thing on the sewing allowance. Sorry, I didn't remember to add sewing allowance, so I'll be marking it now. So I'll be connecting from the above knee to the hem now. So we are done connecting the side. So I'm blending in the lines properly so that we don't have a sharp edge there. So we proceed to the pattern alteration now. From the above knee, we measure what we have there and locate the midpoints. Then we proceed to the hem of our pattern, measure what we have there as well, then locate the midpoints. So we now connect with our straight ruler from the above knee straight to the hem. So once we are done marking that, we go to the zipper area now. So from the zipper area, we'll be going in by 0.75. Then we'll be connecting it to the hip line. So let me extend the hip line so that it will be convenient for us to connect. So we'll take our curve ruler and connect from the hip line to the above knee. This is for us to eliminate the 0.75 that will go in by on our skirt pattern. Then we connect straight from the above knee to the hem. Sorry, I have not marked the 0.75 at the hem, so I'll be marking it now. So we'll now be connecting from the above knee straight down to the hem line. I'm supposed to use blue marker to be marking that line, so I'll be changing the marker now so that I can mark it with the blue marker. So that's what I'm retracing now. So once I'm done tracing that, I'll be retracing the hip line to the above nail as well, because the blue marker are the lines that I will be cutting. So that's why I'm remarking it. So once we are done marking, we'll be cutting our pattern. So we are cutting off the 0.75 that will come in by at the zipper area. It doesn't change anything because we have considered it while drafting our pattern. So we still have the same amount of zipper allowance, just that the back side is now shapy. So we are on the side seam now, and we follow the lines gradually. I'm using my hand as a guide so that the pattern paper can lay flat as I cut. So we are almost done cutting the side. And once we are done cutting the side, we go to the waist area and cut off the excess pattern paper at the waist area. So once we are done trimming it off, we set it aside and bring in the front pattern so that we can cut it as well. So we are cutting the front pattern now, and we are starting by the side. So just like I said, I'm using the hand as a guide so that the pattern paper can lay flat for easy cutting. So I'm done cutting the side, so I'll be trimming down the waist area. Note, we'll be starting from the half-inch ease that we created at the front waist area. So once I'm done cutting, our front and back pattern is ready. So these are the patterns we are working with for this tutorial. So we'll be setting the front pattern aside now so that we can proceed to working on the back pattern for pattern alteration. So we adjust our pattern paper properly, then we slit open from the center point that we mark from the hem of our pattern paper to the above knee. So once we are at the above knee, for easy cutting, I'll be folding the center back, then I'll make a slit so that I can pass my scissors through. So I adjust the pattern now, then I'll be cutting through to the center back. And once I'm done cutting, I'll be spreading it out. So I'll be bringing in another pattern paper so that I can place this on it. So I've already placed it on another pattern paper, then I tape it down. So from the above knee, I come down by 2 inches, then spread it out. Once I'm done spreading out, then I tape it to the new pattern paper. So from this zipper area now, at the hem, I'll be coming down by 3 inches. So once I'm done noting the 3 inches mark, then I'll be connecting with my curve ruler to the side back. You can see the way I place the curve ruler. It will be touching the 3 inches on the other side. And once I'm done adjusting, then I'll be connecting from the side seam to the center back. So this is to create a curve effect at the hem of our skirt. Then I'll connect from the main pattern to the 3 inches point with my marker. So our back pattern is ready. We can start cutting now. The reason we blend in our curve to the side seam is so that both our front and back pattern will be equal at the side. Even though we are creating two different designs, we must ensure proper blending. So, and that is the essence of creativity. So we are cutting the center back now. And by the time we are done with the center back, we proceed to the side back. Then we cut it through. If you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to give us a giant thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe. And click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime we upload a new video. So we are done creating our basic mermaid skirts, both the front and the back. So we'll be bringing in the front pattern now for us to see. Thank you so much for watching. See you in our next video.